For centuries, knowledge has been hidden in plain sight across the sands of time. Whispers of lost civilizations, cryptic symbols, and forbidden histories have been erased or concealed. What if the truth was never lost, but hidden? Welcome to Eye of Ancient Mysteries, where the past speaks and the future listens. Sit back, open your mind, and prepare to uncover the untold secrets of our world. Let the journey begin now. The extraterrestrial monster that drove millions of Americans mad in 1952. A mysterious event that took place in the small town of Flatwoods captured the attention of millions of Americans and became a true national sensation. Flatwoods is a small town of about 300 residents located in the U.S. state of West Virginia. In 1952, something happened there that drew the attention of the entire country. A woman and 6 boys aged between 10 and 17 claimed to have seen a terrifying creature, a story that horrified millions of Americans. Today, the Flatwoods Monster is an inseparable part of American folklore, and the town itself has become a popular tourist destination. Hundreds of curious visitors flock there each week to see where the mysterious events took place. And, of course, to buy some souvenir connected with the monster. Face to face with the Flatwoods Monster. Although night was falling, brothers Ed and Freddie May, age 13 and 12, were still playing in the schoolyard in Flatwoods with their friend Tommy Hyer. Suddenly, a bright object passed over their heads and crashed on a nearby farm. They immediately ran to tell the boys' mother, Mrs. May, and together they headed toward the crash site to see what had happened. On the way, several other boys joined them, one of whom brought along his dog. Moments later, they all fled in terror. 7 residents of Braxton County reported seeing a 10-foot-tall monster resembling Frankenstein in the Flatwoods area. A local newspaper wrote a few days later. The article added 17-year-old Gene Lemon, a member of the National Guard, was leading the group when he saw 2 glowing eyes in a tree. He screamed in horror and fell backward when he saw a 10-foot-tall creature with a blood-red body and a green face that seemed to emit light. According to eyewitnesses, the creature's claws were sharp and long, though they weren't entirely sure because a dense mist surrounded it. The story quickly became a nationwide sensation, attracting major media attention. Mrs. May and Gene Lemon even traveled to New York to give an interview for CBS television, notes Andrew Smith, director of the Flatwoods Monster Museum. Truth or fiction? They were the most frightened people I've ever seen, said journalist Lee Stewart, who investigated the mysterious case. Armed with a rifle, he went to the site of the alleged encounter after hearing the witnesses' accounts. There's simply no way they could have invented such a story so quickly, Stewart wrote in an article published in 1952. Not everyone agreed with him. Another article from the same period stated that state police officers laughed at the witnesses' claims, according to which the monster grew from 6 to 15 feet tall in just 24 hours. John Gibson, who personally knew the witnesses, recalled the terror on their faces. One of the boys wet his pants and their dog Ricky came back with its tail between its legs. Even so, Gibson didn't believe they had seen a monster. The Easter Bunny isn't real. Neither is Santa Claus. And I don't believe in the so-called green monster of Flatwoods either. Still, I can't deny it helped our little town a lot. It's a steady source of tourist income, he noted, adding that over 2 years he managed to sell about 1,000 ceramic figurines of the monster, each costing $30. In the heat of the Cold War, to understand why the Flatwoods Monster story became such a sensation, one must consider the situation in the U.S. in 1952. The Cold War was in full swing. Just 3 years earlier, the Soviet Union had successfully tested its first atomic bomb. The U.S. Air Force was constantly scanning the skies for enemy bombers, and the couple Julius and Ethel Rosenberg had just been sentenced to death for passing nuclear secrets to the Soviets. They were executed in 1953 for espionage. Meanwhile, Senator Joseph McCarthy was gaining fame for his claims that communists had infiltrated American companies and government agencies, including the State Department. The widespread paranoia was further fueled by the ongoing Korean War, which had already claimed thousands of American lives. Amid this tense atmosphere, the media began publishing numerous stories about flying saucers and extraterrestrial visitors. Just a few months before the Flatwoods events, Life magazine caused a stir with an article suggesting that the Air Force was ready to admit the existence of unidentified flying objects, possibly extraterrestrial spacecraft. Cosmic loneliness. Why did such stories capture so many people's imaginations? Psychologist Clay Routledge believes that most fans of UFO theories don't actually believe them literally. They experience a kind of cosmic loneliness, and the idea gives them hope that we are part of something bigger, that we're not just ordinary organisms wandering across Earth's surface, he explained. The May brothers, however, disagreed with Routledge. They continued to insist that they had truly seen a terrifying alien creature in 1952. They no longer speak to journalists, which is hardly surprising. They're just tired of it. After all, they've given something like 100,000 interviews, says Andrew Smith, Gray Barker, and the Men in Black. No discussion of the Flatwoods Monster would be complete without mentioning writer Gray Barker. He not only investigated the case for years and helped popularize it, but also became one of the leading early experts on UFOs. It was Barker who first introduced the now famous term, Men in Black, after learning that U.S. Air Force investigators had visited Flatwoods. However, Barker's friends later revealed that he didn't actually believe in extraterrestrial visitors. According to them, he began writing articles and books on the subject for a simple reason: money. Alien or all, the U.S. Air Force also doubted the claims that an alien creature was roaming the Flatwoods area. By then, they had considerable experience investigating alleged UFO encounters, a project they had begun in 1947. Regarding the Flatwoods case, experts concluded that there was a perfectly rational explanation. Around that time, numerous meteors were reported in the region, and the so-called monster was most likely just an owl. Despite the scientific explanations, the tale of the 1952 events remains a permanent part of American folklore. Flatwoods continues to attract visitors from all over the world. Every day, dozens of T-shirts, stickers, ceramic figurines, and other souvenirs depicting the mysterious creature are sold there. And along the roads leading to the small town, several signs can be seen proudly proclaiming in large letters, "Welcome to Flatwoods, home of the Green Monster."